Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Satellites, the fifth studio album by the industrial metal one-man project led by Clayton called Celldweller. I first heard Celldweller's music in the video game Need for Speed Most Wanted. It was back in 2005, maybe 2006. Back then it was the newest Need for Speed game and it had 3 Celldweller songs: Shapeshifter, One Good Reason and the remix of Nine Do by Styles of Beyond. So when I finally got the internet in 2008, I've decided to check out the rest of the discography and I've been a big fan ever since. Satellites is the first album from this project in 5 years. The previous one was called Offworld. I wasn't a big fan of it. It was very calm and melodic and I'm more into heavy stuff. Satellite sounds like a return to the roots of this project, but also it incorporates all of the influences from the next records. The production is tight, it's done by Clayton, it sounds punchy, heavy, clean at the same time. The message is diverse. Clayton always leaves this stuff to our interpretations. Apparently the satellites are the people and things that our lives revolve around, and they have an influence on us, good or bad. That's the official statement. To me it's slightly different. I feel like this album is about a person who is just disappointed with people. He always gets stabbed in the back by someone in a relationship or at work or anywhere else, and he just wants to leave this world and these shitty people behind. The structure of the music is mostly progressive. There's a lot of changes in every track. Some are less advanced, like Soul Parasites. Still, each song here is a journey with lots of interesting things going on. Even after listening to this stuff several times, you still find out something new about it. Besides the album version of the songs, I also will be reviewing the single edits, because it's interesting to see what was cut out and if the single edit is better or not. The album's opener, Into the Void, it's a heavy groovy song, has that industrial nu metal feeling to it, also some thrash metal. We have the amazing electro sections. This song is a heavy banger. I love everything in it except the bridge part. The singing in that section is just not so good. The screaming is nice. The rest of the song is great, so 9 out of 10. But the single edit version in this case for me is better because it omits the bridge part, which I'm not a fan of. So yeah, the single edit version is 10 out of 10, I love it, but it doesn't have the amazing intro the album version has. The second track is called Blind Lead the Blind. The single edit version was released first and I've grown attached to it. It's very fun to listen to. It's short but heavy. I love the bridge and the melodic lead part on the guitar it has, but when it comes to the album version, I must say that it's better in every single way. It's like completely different song because it's 3 minutes longer than the single edit. We have a lot of passages and changes here. I especially love the second verse and all of these heavier parts that weren't in the edited version. The only thing that is better in the single edit version for me is the bridge part, because in the album version it has a long build-up point to that melodic lead guitar, but in the edited version it just happens from the start, which for me was just better, but that's just my opinion. I consider both versions amazing. I especially love how the vocals sound in this song. They're just beautiful. The screams, the singing, just perfect. 10 out of 10 to both of the versions. A Matter of Time is one of the highlights of this record for me. I just love the beginning, the intro. The first minute is just bonkers. It's so heavy and amazing. I just love to replay that part. Later, it keeps on getting better. I love the verses, that electro grimy feeling it has. The chorus is just beautiful. It reminds me of Eurobeat music for some reason. You know, Initial D, stuff like that. But I just love every single part and section in this song from beginning to the end. This track is just a shining diamond on this album. And I must say that the single edit version is slightly worse because it just doesn't have all those changes. It dumps down the structure, but that's to be expected. So yeah, the album version is 11 out of 10. Every single second is so fun to listen to. And the single one is 10 out of 10. Next track is called My Disintegration. It's another heavy banger with lots of trashy metal riffs, amazing electro parts. The chorus is just so beautiful. The single edit version is 3 minutes shorter and it omits the calm bridge section that was almost 2 minutes long in the album version. It just goes straight to the point to the heavier stuff. So I actually love both versions equally. If you have more time, listen to the album version, and if you want more heavier one without that calm atmospheric part, just listen to the single one. This is a beautiful song that reminds me of the first album because the main riff has that atmosphere about it. So yeah, 10 out of 10 to both versions. The fifth song is called Soul Parasites. I'm sorry. Soul Parasites, another highlight of this record. This song actually comes from a demo called Balls Out that was recorded in 2005. And if you've ever played Need for Speed Most Wanted, you just hear that. You hear that this instrumental had to be done in 2005 because it has that atmosphere written all over it. I loved the Balls Out demo, and finally we have the final version of the song called Soul Parasites. I love everything about this song, the fact that it brings so much nostalgia to my heart, the vocals are just beautiful, singing is on point, the screaming is godlike, and that breakdown in the middle is just icing on top of the cake. One of the best songs on this record. It made me feel young again, and I'm not even 30. 11 out of 10. The only downside of this song was that it has the least advanced structure on the whole album, but that's not a flaw, it's just more straight to the point. The next song is called Electric Eye. I think it was the first single released from the album back in 2017. It also has more straightforward structure than the first 4 songs. I adore the atmosphere here, it reminds me of Cosmos and the galaxies around us. The vocals yet again are perfect, so are the guitars, bass, drums and the electronic stuff. Another 10 out of 10 song, and the single edit version is also nice here. It just removed some of the repetitions here and there. I adore both of these versions. 10 out of 10. Baptized in Fire. I remember when this single was released, it got me so hyped up for the record. I adore every second of this song. The verses are just so full of energy and interesting to listen to. The electronic elements elevate the song to a higher level. I love especially the chorus here. The singing is so emotional and beautiful. The riffs are just perfect, these new thrash metal vibes. I adore it. I even like that part with oh, oh, oh. I usually hate these kinds of vocals in the music, but here it was just done with taste. The single edit version is not on the same level as the original one. It just cut out too much of the great stuff. So yeah, just 8 out of 10 to the single one and 10 out of 10 to album version. The final track is called The End of the World, and it's the second song on the record that doesn't have a single edit version. It's also my favorite song on this record because I love the emotions the vocals have, especially the verses. The verses are screaming that they are from the nu metal era of 2001, 2002. It has some of that orgy atmosphere, you know, that orgy band that had records in the 90s. I love the lyrics here especially because you're just tired with all of that fake bullshit around you. I felt the same way while listening to Soul Parasites and A Matter of Time. These songs have the best lyrics on the record. It's the most calm and mellow song on the record, but it also has the biggest impact on the listener. At the end there's a reference to Offward and the song Soul Parasites, which is very nice. I like this kind of stuff. 11 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable and the flow is ideal. You're not going to skip any song here. Replayability, hell yeah, it's a masterpiece. I love this album. I think it's the best Celldweller album since the first one. Every song here is a journey through spectrum of emotions, a lot of changes and progressions that I actually very like. It's a special case of quality over quantity, and I'm all for it here. Listen to this record, you're not going to be disappointed. I cannot wait for what Clayton is going to do next. Wonder which project he will focus on now. Maybe Circle of Dust, that would be nice. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my other reviews. Bye!